died out in the field. Was anyone with him? Did he suffer? And if I was a mother, I'd want to know those things too. So later, I sat down and wrote her a letter. And I thought she'd want to hear that her son's final moment, he had her. And most of it, I wanted her to know that that moment didn't stop the moment. Diana's on the board. Isn't that a great story? Now, since this is a second get-together, you've had here the Veterans Post, where many of the men have been in combat and shot at somebody else. I want to read the definition of a young lady named Cynthia Romaine, who I understand won an essay contest in Atlanta that they sponsored, and the girl got a 4-year award of scholarship. This is what she wrote, and I'll tell you, as a veteran myself, she hit the nail on the head. The announcements begin and my entire class stands, and they put their hands across their heart and recite the Pledge of Allegiance. And year after year, it starts to sound more like a robotic chant than a heartfelt oath. It is too often that we lose touch with our pride in our country. However, it's not pride that I think of when I stare at the United States flag, but freedom. And I'm staring at one year ahead. As I sit in government class, I read about the revolutionaries who fought for the freedom we have today. And then I start to think about the veterans of today. How they fought, and they were never truly over a veteran as one who did not fight for the recognition of his people, but for their protection. A veteran is not one who backs down when fear was in his eyes, but one who stood strong for the cause of our great nation. Freedom isn't free, and as often we get together about the veterans who know that most living in our shelter communities, we don't always hear the stories of the sacrifice, hardship, and struggle of the veterans. Going into battle, they didn't know whether they would win or fall, live or die, but they felt they had a duty to our country and our responsibilities to fight for it and protect our freedom. Veterans Day isn't the only day to stand back and appreciate the men who fought for us. Every day when we put our hands across our heart and gaze at the flag is when we should remember. Now that it is my senior year of college is on my mind, and I know that the opportunity is only there because of the veterans and the people who fought for my right to learn in a safe environment. Sometimes we don't appreciate our right to have an education, but it's because of our veterans that we were able to further our education and work towards making our country the best it can be. But are our veterans thanked enough? Of course not. They can never be thanked enough, especially those who gave it all. As my wife said before she died, he did come home alive and fought the cause. There are men and women who didn't think of them all. So, however, it's not in the eyes of the American people where a veteran looks for recognition, but for the United States flag that waves in the air today, still upheld because of their sacrifice and commitment to our country and our freedoms. Veterans just didn't strive to protect themselves, but because they believe in the freedom cause, our future. This time, on the table is a picture of my wife in uniform. There's a picture there of the spot in Arlington Cemetery where she was buried with honors. The children always say when we go and put our mom's wife in the park. And I guess it's true, but that's well. This is written here in that building, that tree out there planted that tank. Involved in this story. Betty came down here Stony night, 5 weeks before she died of cancer, and they were absolutely astounded by the death of the tree. But anyway, here's what they red, the rope in red. Veterans of foreign wars in the United States, this post 7464 memorial service for Sister Betty Tillman. Opening remarks were given by the President, prayer by Chaplain Sis Baldwin, and the tribute by Emily Monument. Americanism is the unfailing love of country, loyalty to its institutions and ideals, and an eagerness to defend it against all enemies, undivided allegiance to the flag, and a desire to secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our heritage. Sister Tillman showed us by example the true meaning of Americanism, even though, and throughout her illness, she was always a proud participant in the auxiliary function. As recently as September the 20th, she made us, and she loved us along with her husband, Colonel Tillman, who helped with the dedication and planting of a tree during the VFW campsite service. Knowing how very ill she was, we watched as she stood proudly empty, for she had help. Somebody helped her, she was wearing. As she proudly emptied a shovel full of dirt at the base of that tree in memory of those missing in action. Something that those of independence shall never forget in their life. Knowing how very ill she was, we watched as she proudly emptied a shovel of dirt, and in the memory of those missing in action, something that those in attendance would never forget. We, her fellow sisters of VFW Post 7464, would like to address her family, saying that though you mourn her loss, we rejoice in having had such a heartfelt, pure pleasure of her company and conversation. She, by example, taught us that kindness, of patriotism, laughter, and positive thinking are essential to life, and these qualities dignify her as a truly decent woman. As we accept that God, in His infinite wisdom, knows best for what is the best of all His children, and we rejoice in our many memories and are ever thankful for the wonderful experience of having someone so very dear to us in our lives. And as we remind you that this is what really keeps you alive, matters not how long a star shines. What it is remembered is the brightness of its light. That is truly touching. That was my life. That's her happened. I want to read you something that hangs on the wall in the